Children of Bottom, Nightwish, Apocalyptica, Hanoi Rocks, Hem, Lost Society, Blind Channel, Finland is definitely the land of rock and metal music. In 2016, the Finnish music media KAAOS was launched, and now, after establishing itself in the Finnish market, it is time to take the next step and go international. Still the same awesome content, bunch of new stuff, and most importantly, everything you need to know about Finland's heavy music scene. KAAOS Out, coming your way soon.
I was made for this. I was made for this.
All right, and it's another KAAOS TV live stream, and today we have a fantastic band, Wolfheart and the Ravens, and they actually made this post, which I think is super cool. So looking forward to bringing them on, and while everybody's here in the chats, thank you all for joining. We will get this stream started, and I will do the intro, and so let's do this in the count of 3 as normal. 1, 2, 3. All right, and again, thank you all for joining, and we have plugging in my headphones, and I will bring the band on as soon as I see. There they are. Today, hopefully everybody can hear me, and again, thank you all for being here, and just waiting for the band to jump on. Hey, there he is.
Man. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you doing, sir?
Wow, I'm okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to thank you about this special invitation to talk a little bit with our Scandinavian friends and audience. It's great. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Oh, not a problem. And speaking of Scandinavian friends, I was running, I think I was six or 7 minutes late for the stream because I was with my other Scandinavian band, Velvet Division. We had rehearsals and I made it back, but I'm here and we made it, and I'm really glad to see you. And by the way, that is a fantastic hat you have.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we are together.
Yeah. So, speaking of your band, so can you introduce yourself to everybody watching and let them know about your band, and maybe even if you can mention who else is in the band, even though they're not here, that would be great.
Yeah. This is the Winston Wolfheart. My name is Winston Wolfheart, and I'm the lead singer at the band. I formed the band in 1996. It was more than 25 years ago.
Yeah.
We released just a second. I'd like to invite my guitar player to join us in the chat. I don't know how to do it.
I can do it. What's his name in the chat?
Andreas there.
Okay. I will bring him in. We'll bring him in. I don't see him in there yet, but when he joins, I can bring him in. If his name is Andreas.
Andreas.
Yeah. So let's wait for him. But while we wait for him, you can keep going and give us some more info about the band.
All right. So I formed the band in 1996. It was a great moment for Gothic metal in the time. The influences, because in the time it rose up Paradise Lost, Moonspell with the main albums of their careers, and then they influenced us too much in the beginning of our work. In '98, we got a contract with a Brazilian label company called Moonshadow Production, which was responsible to release the first album After the Sun Hides in 2000. In 2001, we participated in a Rotten Christ tribute CD, which was very great. Yeah, we have released several EPs, singles along the career. In 2009, I think it was our highlight because we released the second album, And the Crawl Brings Me Back. And after that, we had some changes in the lineup, yeah, of course, as all the bands. And we released a video clip with the single that at the time it was on MTV era. It was an amazing time. We toured all throughout Brazil. And what else? Yeah, and then in 2016, I decided to change the band because we had some changes in the lineup again for the two guitars players. And then Andreas joined with me in the band. And I changed the name to Wolfheart and the Ravens. Initially, it was a kind of project. I was thinking about a project, not a band anymore. Mainly because this changes, with members. And then I decided to use Wolfheart and the Ravens, and would be a kind of project. But in fact, 3 ex-Ravelins, they continued with me in the band, and I invited Andreas there to make part of this band. And yeah, we have released some singles, EPs. It's going very well at the moment.
Okay, and I was listening to you as you were explaining the history in a very short summary, because obviously you've been a band for quite some time. But I was actually also trying to pull Andreas in, because I'm trying to find him. But Andreas, if you're there, you can request to join the stream. And if not, just tell me what your name is on there, and I can try to pull you in, so we can also bring you into the stream. That would be great.
Let me send him, I think, over the computer.
But that's the cool thing about technology today, is that we can do these things. It's just sometimes Instagram has glitches and stuff like that, but we'll figure it out. I guarantee we will get him on before the stream is over. But I could tell that you are the lead singer, because when I was posting the songs in the KAOS TV stories, I was also putting some of the music behind the posts, and you have such a deep voice. So as soon as you started talking, I was like, oh, that's got to be the singer. It's got to be the singer.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was funny because in the beginning, I was very influenced in 94, 95 about bands like Halloween or Dream Theater, but it's along the time I discovered that it wasn't able for me to reach some high tones, And I discovered bands like Typo Negative and Moonspell, so they were a great influence to me. This way I decided to form the Raveland, following this style, like gothic metal, because my deep voice. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
it was the beginning.
So I see Andreas is here, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I see Andreas is here, but I'm having trouble pulling him on, so we can try it one more time. And if it doesn't work, Andreas, what you can do is turn your phone off and then restart it and then do it again. Sometimes that'll work, but let's see if we can bring him on. Now, I just requested to bring him in, so we'll see.
Okay, all right. That's me. I need to leave and then the chat, yeah? The room.
No, you don't. You can stay. You need to stay.
Okay.
We need you. No. No, Andreas, I think something's weird with the phone. So, Andreas, if you're watching, shut your phone off, restart your phone, turn it back on, and then when you join the stream, you can actually hit request to join, and then I'll see it and I can pull you in. We will try to do that. I think it'll work. So, I have some questions for you, sir, because my partner, Hiro, she's an amazing, amazing person who is doing so much great work. She does a blog that barks online music publication in Japan, which is the biggest online music
Nice.
publication in Japan, usually writes stories about our live streams, which is great because now we have a really good Japanese following here on the Finnish KAAOS TV page, which is so cool. And she had some
Great.
questions. She had some questions specifically for you for this stream. If you don't mind, I can ask you.
No, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Welcome. Be my guest.
Excellente. Wolfheart and the Ravens. Okay. You are, this is Hiro saying, she said, you are a gothic dark metal band from Brazil. How is the gothic metal scene in Brazil right now?
Yeah, it's a question very interesting. I enjoy it a lot. Thank you so much about the question. In fact, Brazil, I think we had a very nice gothic metal scene in the 90s, late 90s, and the beginning of 2000, and early 2000. I think because I don't speak about nowadays because we are past through this fucking pandemic time, but about the highlight time of gothic metal scene. We were the first band with another band called Petalon. I think only these two bands made real gothic metal rock, yeah, metal and gothic mixed. The other bands, there were several bands like Silent Cry, which it was doom metal, but they had some influences about gothic as well. But I think the main ones were Petalon and my band Raven. Nowadays, we don't have so many bands. There is another band called Semblant, which is a good band, amazing band, and they make a little bit more extreme music. Yeah, but in the line of Cradle of Filth, you know, it's good, very good band. But
yeah, Danny from Cradle of Filth. I worked with him on a song before. He's a great guy.
Yes, he's a nice person. I met him here in Brazil.
Okay.
And it was on tour, yeah. And then about the audience, we have some audience, mainly in the concerts that we have played. I cannot say nothing about this period that we are passing now, but until 2 years ago, we had a very nice audience for gothic metal scene in general. Okay. And we played throughout Brazil, but we don't have a magazine specialized, like for example in Europe you have Dark City, and there are another magazines, radios specialized about gothic scene, yeah. But in Brazil we don't have this this great scene like in Europe. We are almost alone here and lost in South America.
Well, Hiro had some more questions. Now, this is going to go back to what you were discussing earlier, but I'm just going to read through some of this because she said your band started as a band called Waveland, like you talked about, in 1996. Which, by the way, fantastic. That's quite a career, by the way.
Yeah, we and it was, I think, one of the best times for gothic metal, because helped a lot the scene. We always in Brazil, as she asked me about the gothic scene. I think because we are only one of the few bands in Brazil which made this kind of music, we have got too much success in our career, along our career. Yeah. We were the first Brazilian gothic metal band with a video clip on MTV. Things like that. The first band in a cover of a billboard and Brazilian billboard in this style. So these things are very grateful and highlights in our career, along our career.
For sure. And by the way, do you know like Andreas Kisser or any of the guys from Sepultura? Or have you bumped into
Yes.
them? Okay.
Yeah, I saw. I watched an interview that
Yeah.
he participated here with you. Yeah, I watched this interview. It was great.
Because I figured if you're in Brazil, you know, maybe you know those guys, or I don't know where they, if they live far away from you or whatever. Because Brazil obviously is a pretty big. By the way,
Brazil is a large culture.
Yeah,
but I live in São Paulo.
Where?
I live in São Paulo.
Okay.
The same Andreas Kisser city. Yes, I know almost all the guys in the scene, scene, Brazilian metal scene, like the guys in Crisium, in Total Squad, Angra. Yeah, all of them, they live here in the city, and we have met always not at this moment. At this moment, I'm totally by myself at home, and only with my band we tried in the last year, make something like record a tribute for my dying bride. We recorded, and we made 2 video clips, in fact, together. The other one, the third one, it was each one in your home, in your own home, the way that the most of bands are doing it at the moment. But this pandemic interrupted most of our plans because we were working in a full-length album, and well, I think it's terrible.
Yeah, so Hiro has also said that she read that Wolfheart and your drummer Dan Wernick did a short appearance in a Brazilian movie.
Yes, that's a nice point for 2020.
Can you please tell us about it and what kind of movie it was, and have you ever considered to be an actor before that or now that you've done it? So it's a good question from Hiro. You get a gold medal, Hiro, for that question.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Dan is a great brother of mine. Last year, no, it was almost 2 years ago. We participated in a short appearance, and it's a Brazilian movie of a Brazilian movie director, and at the same time he's a writer, very very known in Brazil. His name is Marcos de Brito. It's funny because one of our guitar players has the same name.
Okay.
Marcos de Brito.
Okay, interesting.
And then he invited us to make part of the soundtrack, move soundtrack, and we are participating with a song in this movie, and it will be released this year. In fact, it would be released on last year, but because the pandemic, the movie director and the label company which is releasing the move asked about to wait a little bit more because this movie will be released on cinemas, Brazilian cinema, and then they are waiting for this moment. We participated with a song, and we had a short appearance as a character in the movie. It was fun at the time, and at the same time is an old dream for me. Realize it because I always wished to have a song of mine or of us in a soundtrack of a movie, And then the name of the movie in Portuguese is Almas que dançam no escuro. It's like in English, it's like souls which dance in the dark. The name of the movie. I don't know if it will be the same name in English, when it will be released. But because sometimes they change the name according to the culture, I don't know the interpretation. But it's a very nice dream realized, and this invitation was special for us. And this year will be released on second semester.
Okay. Well, that's that is cool, and of course, it's great when bands can get their music into soundtracks for movie, like the sync rights and all that stuff. And I, I would love to figure out a way to get into that more. But I think sometimes you need to know people, and maybe you guys have met some more contacts from doing one. It could lead into other things, especially in Brazil. The scene is probably a tight knit community, and you might even be able to try to figure out a way to get into more movies. That would be cool.
Yeah, it's I think because sometimes you need to be in the right time, the right place, you know.
Pretty much.
But but São Paulo is easier because it's a big city in Brazil, and all the art in Brazil is made. The most of, not all, but the most part of artists are here. The most part of the investors are here in São Paulo. So it's easier for an artist to have an opportunity to participate in a soundtrack of a movie or in a soap opera. For example, I participated in a soap opera, Brazilian soap opera in 2009. It was a soap opera in the most popular TV channel, TV Globo. It was funny because we received this invitation and we participated as a band, and it was easier. Something like you are in São Paulo is good because there's the most of artists. If they have, sometimes you don't have the contact. They contact, see you, and invite you for something. If you work well, work serious, if you take your career serious, as I have taken since I formed the band, yes, you can participate in nice things. Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, just to give you an update status, I tried inviting Andreas, and I even tried just now inviting your drummer, and for some reason it's not letting me bring them in. So we can keep trying, but unfortunately I'm just having an issue bringing them in. It's okay, we're live, and anything happens. I
sent a message to him, and I think he didn't get the message yet.
Oh, okay, well, no worries.
Because I use a computer over here, so
yeah. Well, I'm trying. Oh yeah, he has to do it from his phone. By the way, you can't use. Well, you know that, but he has to use his phone. So Hiro just had a couple more questions before. So she said that did you organize an online Raven Fest last month, and how did it go?
Wow, yes, it was amazing. I enjoyed a lot. In fact, I'm very involved with the scene in Brazil. I try to make all the things which are possible for me, which are put my hands on and everything that I can help. Like, for example, I worked for a short period in a rock brigade. I contributed as a reporter. Yeah, Rock Brigade is a Brazilian magazine, very famous around the world.
Okay.
And I worked, I contributed to them with several things and last years. And what else? At the moment I'm doing a broadcast in Portugal as a co-host from Portugal metal show, a radio metal show called SOS Metal, and and I try to organize some concerts in Brazil or work as a tour manager, as I have worked, and at the moment that we don't have concerts in Brazil, they were making several online festivals. And I was thinking about this, about to make something to the dark scenery, like gothic metal scene, bands. And then I was thinking about something not only Brazil, but worldwide, you know. So because my contacts, I have some friends in several different bands, like Moonspell, My Dying Bride, Death Stars. And I invited them to participate. but at the first moment, but the label companies, nowadays they don't sell too much CDs. They just earn money. They don't earn money with concert because the moment that we are passing. And so the label companies, they receive some money from YouTube, these things, and then at the first moment they deny it, the label companies. But my friends in the band, in these bands, they would like to participate also. So I'm very glad about it because they could participate as presenters, and I tried to get some bands from each country, including Finland. But I didn't have your contact before. If I had, I probably would ask you to indicate a band for participating in the festival, because my dream it was has one band from each country representing the gothic metal or dark rock or something like that, with a kind of dark in their music. I got Azrael from Netherlands, and it was great for me because I'm very fond of them, and Heaven Wood from Portugal. And from Norway, we had Morkia, which is a band formed by the ex This Is of Thy Beloved member. And another band from Norway, it was Long Night, which has some ex-members from Tristania and Treat of Tragedy. So it was very good. I had a band from Africa. I don't know if you have watched the concert. Did you watch the concert?
I haven't seen it, but how can we watch it if you can tell people that are watching this stream now and also people that watch this later, where should we go to watch that?
Yeah, it was over the web on the YouTube channel, my band YouTube channel, Wolfheart and the Ravens.
Okay.
And then it's available over there yet. And unfortunately, we couldn't find many more bands as I wished, but it was amazing. One band from Africa, three bands from South America. I included 2 Brazilian bands and 2 Norwegian bands. One band from United States. Several different countries.
So this was like a live stream type of thing with like bands going on from different parts of the world. Raven Fest, basically.
Raven Fest, yeah.
Yeah.
I realized that some physical concerts in Brazil in the past, but it was something not so big like an international band. I would like to organize a physical festival here in the future. The Raven Fest, bring some foreign bands to Brazil. But at this moment, it's not easy to make that.
No, but I think it's great that you were talking about it. And like I said, I will check it out. And everybody that's watching, not only go to the Instagram page, but also go to the YouTube page and check out exactly what it is that you're talking about, because it is a great idea. And I will say that there are lots of bands that do watch these streams, not just from Finland, but from all around the world, as you know, because we're on Instagram. So if any bands are interested, just DM and maybe you could put something together, especially now that you know how it works and you can organize it, and it could happen, because I think it's a great idea. And I do want to check it out on the YouTube page and see how it worked out. But that is great, because right now it's COVID. Bands can't play. So when you have bands playing from all around the world, I would assume that it's very interesting to hear the different styles from the different regions of the world. And it's brilliant what you're trying to put together. I really think you need to keep doing it and make it happen.
Yeah, I think on second semester maybe I'm gonna try to organize another one.
Yeah, for sure.
Mixing styles, not only gothic or dark, but mixing all the styles and from more countries than before. And the first edition it was 17 countries and. Yes, and 32 bands. It was in 2 days, but I intend to make something bigger. Yeah, because there were several friends who from another bands and in another countries which were interested to participate, but they couldn't because at the beginning I thought about to make something not so long, like 3 hours, 5 hours of festival, and then in only 2 days, and then the maximum 2 hours for me was good. But in the future, I intend to make something better.
Yeah, and I assume just like these live streams, when I do these live streams, there might be a decent amount of people watching them, but I find that after the stream is over, a lot of people will watch this tomorrow or even next week. So just like with the live stream, I'm assuming that if you post those up over time, those will get more and more views, and especially if you do different series. And now you're working on your second one. I think this is definitely really cool. And when you do another one, let me know. I could definitely like to participate myself, or even find bands for you.
Yes.
Sure. I think it's great.
3 a.m. band, yeah. Your band is 3 a.m. I would like to check some songs. I just watched some live performance and I enjoyed it a lot. It was very good band. It's interesting to include in a next edition. Yeah.
So Hiro had one more question. She said that you were playing at Strength Metal Fest this weekend.
Yeah, we're gonna play. We're gonna perform tomorrow on Strength Metal Fest. It starts at 9 p.m. from Brazil.
Okay.
I don't know what time. I think it's almost 7 or.
I think it's 6 hours. 6 hours. Yeah. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Yes, it's interesting because in this festival is different because it's several different styles, of bands, and then the guy involved, it's from the Brazilian press. It's EM Risk Management, and he invited us to participate. We're gonna perform our last single, released, "Give Me Your Blood." It was our last single released, and it will start at 9 p.m. I don't know about the other cultures, but if you don't watch at the same time, it's interesting when you watch at the same time, and you can participate in a live stream, talk and make questions or interact with the people. It's very interesting. I like too much this. But if you haven't opportunity to watch at the same time, you can watch later and you help in the same way. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's great when there's like these live stream things and people are watching live as it's happening, because then you can comment and do all those things. And I think a lot of people are starting to get really comfortable with these live streams, unfortunately, because of course I think we all want to do live shows in front of people, but the live streams are the next best thing, I guess. So we do it.
Yes. I'd like to talk a little bit about your metal scene, goth metal scene. Yeah. We in 2013, I think it was 2013 or 14, I don't remember exactly. We were invited to make part of a Brazilian tour from a Finnish band. It's To Die For. I don't know if you know the band. And then they were planning a Brazilian tour, and we were with them as support band. It was great. I like too much the Finnish music, metal music. I like too much these bands like Shadow, To Die For, Entwine, 690 Eyes. I love too much these bands. They 690 Eyes played in Brazil, I think, three times.
Okay.
Thrice or four. I don't remember exactly. And we in the beginning we had too much influence of them. Nowadays we try to make something. Try to find a new way, because you know that the most important in music is make something different. If you just try to, our influences are stronger, but sometimes it's interesting when you make something different, like one band like Sepultura, which mixes the tribal Brazilian music, tribal culture, these things, you know.
Well, I mean, I could hear some influences, or I wouldn't say influences. I just think because you have a very deep voice, like I said in the beginning, you have like a very deep voice. Your band's very heavy, and like a band like 69 Eyes, their singer has a deep voice too. So people could just think that, oh, they kind of sound like, but it's just the way that you sing. It's got nothing to do with like influencing or styles. It's just some people have, and a lot of people base like bands on the vocals too. Like, have you noticed that? Like when people listen to a band, it's all about. Typically, it's people really are focused on the vocalists. But you, as you know, like your band, it's the whole band is actually part of the big. It's not just you. You know, I mean, obviously you're the singer, you're the lead, but everybody is very important to the band to make the style. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to, because this deep voice, I always try to put some female vocals in the band. Yeah, we had in the beginning only me, but in 2005, 2006, when I moved to São Paulo, because in fact I created the band, the Raveland band, in one city in the northeast of Brazil. Yeah. And then I moved into São Paulo in 2005, and I tried to make something with this guy from São Paulo, another lineup, and we released the first EP. It was funny because the guy asking me about this. Oh, but it's different. The voice is very deep, and in Brazil we don't have so many singers. Oh, we have a baby over here. Nice, it's yours.
Yeah, he's hanging out.
Oh,
He wanted to see the stream, so I said, all right, you can check it out. So.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, Spinner. He's making his debut appearance.
Well, so this is great when you grow up in a music house. I suppose you listen to so many great songs and music, and it will influence him too much, for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's see. If he becomes a musician, that'll be great. Maybe a doctor or a lawyer would be also good too. But we'll see.
Yeah, but my father expected that I would become a judge.
Okay.
Or a doctor or something like that, and I'm a musician. And I think he is a little bit disappointed about it.
Nah, you would be a good judge because you're like a big scary guy. So you'd be like, you're going to jail, and people would be like, okay.
Well, and that's it. At this moment, we are working in a new album. Yeah, it was interrupted on last year because of the pandemic, but we found another way to work together using some apps that we can collaborate over the web.
Okay.
Each one member in the band can record in this app something, aiding a voice or aiding a guitar patch or something like that. And then this way we are we restarted again to develop our new album. It's a challenge moment for us.
I wanted to ask you about that because have you, like, obviously we're here on Instagram and we're doing the live stream here, and you, and like you said, you're on YouTube and you're doing the Raven Fest and stuff. But do you ever like go outside of like? Have you been doing anything on TikTok or on the what's the other one, Clubhouse? We've been talking about this to everybody that comes on the streams, and just wondering what your views were on trying to get your music heard on different platforms other than the basic Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram.
I think I'm not a good technology guy. You know, sometimes I try to. Of course, I think because I'm a Aquarian, see ahead something, but
okay,
but the apps or some social media, which we have faced it too much difficult to disclose something. A post, for example, if you make a post on Facebook, you have the problem about the script, the algorithm, which block your, and you can have a nice reaching. Like, for example, in my Facebook personal profile, I have 5,000 people over there.
Okay.
But every time that I post something, I think in the maximum 50 people will see this post.
Yeah.
And then only after some interaction, and then the algorithm interprets that this is good, and it starts to support the post. But another apps or softwares in general, social media software. I, for example, Twitch. I don't have used Twitch. I created an account in Twitch, but I didn't use it yet. Do you have an account in Twitch?
I did the same thing you did. I have a Twitch account, and I've never made a Twitch video. You know, it's like, it's very difficult for us. Like you said, I'm also technologically not so well. I don't even know if that's the right terminology, but I'm horrible. So, but a lot of people are saying, because TikTok, for example, there's hundreds of millions of people on it. We're all.
I created accounts over there also.
Okay. Now
I also created accounts over there, but
I've posted things
I didn't post anything yet.
Yeah, but it's very difficult because we as musicians and artists, how do you promote yourself on TikTok when primarily it's lots of, I don't even want to say younger people. It's just lots of people doing songs and dancing and just entertaining. Yeah. So how do you make the question is, what can we do as bands to like promote on some of these other platforms? Because the fact is that there are people on those platforms that would benefit by seeing your band if you could figure out a way to be on it without looking like you're just making an ad.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. It's too hard. I try to make part of this, and I try to think about what, for example, in Twitch, I was thinking about to post our video clips, but or something as I have done in YouTube channel. Yeah. But in TikTok, I don't know how to interact with people. I don't know, make me some funny videos, like I don't know, making a looping of the funny videos. I think there's the only way, but it's interesting because you have in your front, in your hands, a very important tool that you can show your music, introduce your music to a different audience, It's interesting, very interesting, but I don't know how to do it. I don't think yet about how to interact with TikTok people, because I have seen people dancing or making some funny videos.
Yeah. But we're all learning together, and like every stream recently that I do, I always ask my guests, whoever it may be, and it's fun because I've had Abby Kay. She's an 18-year-old girl that's got this new band from Nashville, and I just had Links on the other day. He's 17-year-old, right? So even the younger kids, I ask them, and they're like, we don't know how to do it either. Like, so that's what I mean. It's not an age thing. It's just that the platform is so different that nobody really knows how to go on there and try to promote a music project without looking like you're out of place. But we're going to figure it out. And when we do, we will let everybody know because we should get on there while it's still there. Who knows if TikTok will be around in the next year or two, but it is here now. Instagram is great. You talk about the algorithms. I find, and this is like a little secret tip that I'll tell you and everybody watching, but I mean, I think you're right. When you have, like you said, Facebook, you have 5,000 followers. That's really good, right? But when you post something or do something, the algorithm only shows it to a few people because they want you to invest in advertising and spending money and doing that. But when we do these live streams, for example, like you and I right now, you're attracting a new audience to the KAAOS people, and the KAAOS is attracting a new audience to your page. And I think in some organic way, even by doing these live streams all the time, we're gaining new followers that wouldn't have been there if it was just the algorithm that was doing it, because now we have all these people watching, and some of them are new, and a lot of people that are watching this, I really hope that you check out the band, follow them on Instagram, like and share their music. I mean, that's the point of doing these live streams, for us to build our KAAOS TV following. It's for the artists who we're having on to get them a new audience of people that might not have heard of the band, because let's face it, there's so many people on this earth, and even if your band has 3 million followers, that's nothing compared to how many people are on the earth. So there's always, sharing music is always a great thing for everybody. I think everybody should do it. If you like a band, Wolfheart and the Ravens, if you like the band, share it with your friends, because that really does help. Yeah.
I think this way, you're right, totally right. Yeah, and it's great this way that we are here, because I never heard, for example, about some, like, for example, KAAOS TV. I never heard before. Yeah, and I met you here over this platform, Instagram.
Yeah.
I check audio videos. I watch the audio videos along this last 2 weeks. Yeah. And I enjoy it a lot. It's an amazing job. So now we will receive probably many contacts from several Brazilian bands and audience participating. I try to advertise, not advertise, but promote by myself, like over my social media, some my mailing list. But it's a little bit hard. Sometimes the people are not able to watch at the same time.
Yeah.
And they will watch later, but they will enjoy a lot this job that you are doing with the bands, with the artists. Yeah.
But I have to say that you did a great job. You made your own, like, kind of advertisement for today's stream, and you went above and beyond what most bands or artists that I have on. I usually do all the posting and the promotions and stuff, and they usually don't do anything, which is fine because they don't need to. They're the guests. But you did do a really nice like marketing post, and it really goes to show, like, you did that Raven Fest, and you're doing all these. You're much like me in a way. You're trying to bring people together because you probably find the value in when we all work together. We actually do better things than if we're all trying to work separately, and it's much harder. So I really like that. I think that you and I should definitely keep in touch even after this live stream and try to work on things together, because I have some cool ideas about doing like a compilation album with bands from all around the world, and you have this live streaming compilation thing. So that could be cool. We got to work on these things.
Yeah, nice idea. Great. We can make this kind of contribution each other and this way we will grow up more and more.
And it's not easy and it takes time, but seriously, Wolfheart and the Ravens, if you're watching this stream and you want to check it out, and if you like their music, share it with your friends. And every one person at this point, to me, is just as important as, having 100,000 followers on Instagram. It might be beneficial if they're all true followers. If everybody on there is like really into the band, that's great. But let's face it, the past few years, a lot of bands I've noticed and influencers, they buy these fake followers, or they go out and they try to make marketing schemes to get people to come in. And it doesn't equate to, 100,000 followers, but then when you try to post something or promote something on your own, you get 3 or 4 likes or like 15 comments. And I think it's more important when you have one person that follows you in a day, and you continue just to do it slowly. That means the people that are with you are really with you. And I think you get it. You obviously get it. And this is great. It's great to talk about these things, because I think it's really important, especially moving in the future. People can get depressed or upset when they say, "Oh, my band only has 2,000 followers." But if those are 2,000 good followers, that is nothing to be depressed about. That's really good. I think this way. Yeah. I think this way. I know some bands and some artists which have bought some viewers or followers, and I think if it's not real, why you do that? It's just you know why they do it? I'll tell you why. Because I go through these same struggles. I play in a bunch of different bands. So I play in some bigger bands, but then I'm in some smaller bands. And when I'm in a smaller band and I'm trying to go out and get a gig or get a management company to help us or a booking agent, and they look and they're like, "Oh, this band has 700 followers. We're not even going to talk to you." So it's like, because they're doing stuff like that, they're making the bands go and buy fake followers. But guess what? Now when they have a band and they're like, "Oh, you have 100,000 followers," pretty soon they're going to realize that they're fake anyway. So they're not really helping the bands by looking at the followers. I hate that. It really frustrates me. I think people have to stop looking at the followers and the numbers, and they need to start focusing on the music and the content, because that's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to make music and art. We're not trying to make followers. Followers will come when you have good music and art, but you don't need to get, I don't know. That's my little rant for today.
No, great. Yeah, that's it. I think the same way. I think the same way. Yeah, we played a lot in the before the pandemic. We played, in fact, on last years in Brazil, the singer.
Okay.
The scene has changed a lot, yeah. I think it's not only here, I think around the world, because I have another friends who, for example, KAAOS, yeah. It's I don't know if you know the band KAAOS.
It sounds familiar, but KAAOS, obviously.
It's a great band, extreme band, and they have almost, I think, almost the same age of us. And they played in Africa. They played in Asia. They played. The agenda of them are very full. Great. We have played a lot, around almost 200 concerts a year.
Okay.
And they play in a small house. Sometimes you have someone who plays in only few times, and in a short and by this audience. When they play, there is no audience in a physical way,
Yeah.
And this is the difference. I think one band which is on the road making concerts.
True.
And I admire a lot. Brazil is a huge country.
Yeah.
We tried play. We try to play over throughout Brazil, but it's a little bit hard to get this. So I admire a lot bands, which in Europe is different. It's totally different because it's not difficult. You pass to a country to another, from a country another to another,
country to another. Yeah.
And, some nice roads,
Yeah.
and you have great houses with nice sound system.
Yeah. That's true.
But in Brazil it's different. If you play in Brazil, make a tour in Brazil, you're you are totally ready, prepared to make to play in a hell, you know.
Well, I hear it, and I think we should start wrapping up the stream because I got this guy here he's saying, "Come on, guys, hurry up! I want to do something fun." So, but yeah, let's continue. Let's continue to keep in touch, and we would on KAOS TV. We would definitely love to have you back on when you have some news or something coming up that you need to talk about. We would love to have you come back on so we can talk about it.
Sure.
And
I'd like.
Yeah.
Please, continue.
So yeah, and especially with this this live streaming thing that you're doing, the Raven Fest, that sounds really cool. We should definitely keep on top of that, and everybody go check it out on their YouTube page. I have to do that myself afterwards because I didn't see it yet, but from what you're telling me, I think that's super cool, and I really hope that everybody else goes on and checks it out as well. Is there anything that you want to say before we wrap up the stream today for people watching?
Okay. I'd like to invite, first of all, I'd like to thank you a lot for this special invitation for me. I'm very glad talking with you over here. I'd like to invite everyone to make part of our, to subscribe our YouTube channel, to follow us here on Instagram. And I'd like that you visit, all of you, visit our official website. It's www.wolfheartandtheravens.com.
Okay.
It's over there you will find everything, our discography, our news, our schedule, everything, official videos, news, and it's totally in English. It's for the world.
For the world. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And everybody, it's super easy. Like he can say it, but Google Wolfheart and the Ravens, and I'm sure you'll find the word. See, that's the good thing. We could just Google it, and it'll come up. Wolfheart and the Ravens. Exactly. So, but that's what we should do. We should definitely go on to their website, check it out, follow them on Instagram, check out the YouTube stuff that he was doing, that he's talking about, because I want to see that too. And yeah, like I said, we're going to keep it. You and I are going to keep in touch, and we are going to have you back. Hopefully, we'll get Andreas or the other guys on, so we can do multiple group streaming the next time we do it. We'll figure it out next time, but until then, we very much appreciate it, and thank you very much for joining the stream today. Spinner says thank you as well.
Thank you so much for you and your baby. Have too much health and success always.
All right, we'll talk to you. Rock and roll. See you on the next stream. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.